Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nails and Beauty Talk. I am your host, Asia the Bird. To have a very special guest with us today. She's a nail artist and she goes by the name Tiny Luxury. Please welcome Tiana Hardy. Hello, Tiana. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You
Don't mind my background. I'm home.
are, you are most welcome. So I want to go ahead and get started with this interview by asking where you're originally from and how'd you get started in the nail industry?
So I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Um, Wait, let me pause. Can you hear anything in my background?
No.
Okay, good. Just making sure. I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I got my start in the nail industry, honestly, by accident. It kind of sounds weird when I say by accident, but what I mean by that is I want to say in 2010, 2011, when I was still in high school,
Mm.
I started, just playing around with um, teaching myself how to do nail art. And it was just for me. It wasn't for anyone in particular. But once I entered college, I thought it just made sense for me to teach myself more about nails when it comes to acrylics and stuff like that. And that's really how I got into the nail industry, just by teaching myself, practicing on the girls in college, charging them a low rate just to like let them or let me do whatever I wanted on their nails. And it kind of evolved from there, which I'm very thankful for because college didn't work out.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Now, I want to get into the name Tiny Luxury. So, where did that name come from?
So my old best friend, she used to call me Tiny, and that's because I am short. I'm 5 feet. So that's where Tiny came from. And in terms of Tiny Luxury, that kind of came to me with another friend of mine. We were trying to think of what I should call myself. I didn't want anything involving nails. I thought that was so cliche, like Tiana Nails or Tiny Nails. But luxury came from me just thinking about the different parts of the beauty industry. And I think when it comes to nails, that's the smallest luxury you can give yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And adding that onto Tiny Luxury just kind of made sense. So that's where that came from.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm short as well. I'm 5'2", so you know, we're like the short crew.
Yes.
But yeah, so I want to go ahead and shift gears and talk about and ask also like who are like your favorite nail artists that you look up to?
You know what? There's so many. And being that Instagram has changed the algorithm and stuff, a lot of the people that I used to enjoy seeing, I don't even see them come down my timeline anymore. So it's hard for me to remember names. But if I can throw some off of the top, I love Miss Ladies. I love how she just has her own personal style. Charmed by Sarah is dope.
Mm-hmm.
Crocaine is dope. Anuska Anastasia from London. She's just her nail art is so neat. It just kind of doesn't even make sense. Um, there's a lot of others, honestly, and I wish they could just come to me right now, but those are the ones that I can think of right now. I love Gracie, the editorial nail. She's
Right.
dope. There's just so many, honestly. I can't even think of all of them right now. But that's just definitely some of the many that I love looking at.
Yeah, yeah. I'm the same way. I like Charmed by Sarah, Miss Ladies. Also I like Gracie J, like how you said before. Also
Mm-hmm.
Spiffster.
Oh yeah, Spitzer is she's in a class of her own. Like
Mm.
she definitely was a big inspiration in the very beginning of my career. I remember she was one of the there were very few nail artists on Instagram in the beginning of like the the start of nail art becoming popular. So she was definitely one I remember following in the very beginning. So yes, to see her growth is just amazing.
Yeah, yeah, it's really, really cool. And also Kanisha Sam's, like, her work is really, really, really cool. I love how she's like different colors, but also earth tones.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, she definitely finds a way to make the colors you wouldn't think work together.
yeah, yeah. That's the cool thing about it. Now, how could you describe the nail scene in Brooklyn?
Honestly, can I even say that there's a nail scene in Brooklyn? I can't even attribute it to just like this area, Brooklyn. I would say New York City, Brooklyn, you have your artists kind of tossed in different areas,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't say that it's not like it's not like LA, like, you know, there's a lot of uh popular and well-known nail artists in LA. So I can't say the same for Brooklyn, unfortunately. I could say it for New York as a whole, but Brooklyn in particular, it's just a very few of us that are just like thrown in there. But you know, I'm sure that'll change over time. Um, because there's a lot of people out here that do nails, but as far as who has their own style, that probably just hasn't come to those particular people just yet. So we'll see with time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely. But yeah, the whole city of like New York, like, yeah, that nail scene is big down there,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Fashion Week.
Oh yes, 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 yes. Fashion Week. Even like when that goes back to LA, like it's so big that there's people coming from LA out here. Like
Mhm.
it's we definitely have our moments out here. Um, I can say that. But yeah, you know, it's pretty active in
Yeah,
New York in general.
yeah, exactly. Now, how could you describe your nail style?
Honestly, I can honestly say I don't have one. And I remember for years I used to kind of beat myself up for not having a particular style, like a Spister or like a Miss Ladies or like a Charm by Sarah. I'm the type of person I get inspired by everything. So if I'm not inspired by another nail artist, I'm inspired by if I'm walking down the street and I see graffiti, or if I'm watching TV and I see like a jewelry ad, just really anything. And I think my talent is pretty it varies. So honestly, I'm into whatever. And I've gotten comfortable with being okay with being able to see something and I could do it.
Mhm.
So I think I'm happy that I don't have a particular style.
Mhm.
But a lot of my clients say that I do. Like they say they can spot my work, which makes me feel good. I don't know what it is about my work that, you know, they're able to spot amongst, you know, because like I said, it's a lot of nail artists out here. I don't
Mhm.
know what it is about my work in particular that they're able to spot, but whatever it is, I'm happy that they're able to tell my work from others. But you know, I'm fine with being able to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Mhm. Yeah, very versatile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I like with your work, I like how you use like very like bright colors, but also too I like how you use like opulent like jewels or like, decorations like gold accents with your work.
Mm.
That's very, very like beautiful accents, like gold accents, silver accents, like how Charm by Sarah does it.
Yes, because first of all, gold is king. Like I love gold, anything, and being that a majority of my clientele are Black and brown women, like I think gold was made for us. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I'll from time to time I'll ask my clients if they want to choose between like a gold or a silver, but most of the time, if you're just gonna let me do what I want, I'm gonna give you gold. Like that's just what I'm gonna give you. It's just best.
Yeah, gold for a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Gold is king. Absolutely. Now I want to get into the nail education system. So what is your whole take of the nail education system and how it could be improved?
Um, Honestly, I think when it comes to schooling, I definitely wish they touch a little deeper on nails, especially since it's evolved so much since I was in school. I went to cosmetology school. I didn't even know that there was a school specifically for nails until I enrolled into cosmetology school. So that kind of sucked. But when I was in cosmetology school, you know, all they teach you are the basics, or sanitization, disinfection, and just basically all that you need to know to pass the test.
Mhm.
But they don't actually dive deep into the different aspects of nails.
Mhm.
So I definitely wish that, you know, they would probably, you know, bring in some people that are able to teach in, you know, certain areas of nails into the schools. Um, but, you know, if that's not a thing, then it also helps, or it's great that there are nail artists that are evolved that are out here offering classes.
Right.
Um, so I think it really depends on you as a nail artist, what it is that you're trying to what you're trying to gear your craft towards. There's different types of nail artists. If you want to be like simple manicurists, if you want to do acrylics, if you want to do encapsulation, there's just so many areas of nails. It's impossible for you to want to learn everything. So I think it's best for whoever the artist is to figure out what direction they're trying to go in and
Mm-hmm.
find those nail artists that teach what it is that you're trying to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Find like a set niche
Mm-hmm.
for you. Yeah, and I can agree with that with like the nail education aspect of things, or just beauty education in general. Like I went to high school and I took cosmetology classes because cosmetology classes were offered in my high school, and I'm from the Washington D.C. area, specifically in
Nice.
Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, with like how you said before, they only teach you stuff to pass, is not to have the full equippedness, or to be fully equipped in the industry that you want to get into, the beauty industry in general, and
Mm-hmm.
especially within the nail industry, and especially with the hours of getting a nail license. It varies from state to state. So
Yes.
stuff is moving so fast, and stuff is evolving so quickly, so it's just being ahead of the curve. And I think that's something that nail education has to understand, especially beauty education. You got to be current with what's going on.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it seems like with the nail industry, things change so much faster now.
Mm.
So it can be hard to keep up with. But, if you care about the industry and if that's your interest, you'll follow every little change that's being made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Now, what has been your experience owning your own nail studio?
It's been great. Um, for I've been in the studio, I think it's been like 3 years. So anytime before that, wherever I was located, I was always in a salon, renting a table or a booth. And
Mm.
I don't mind working around other people, but I do enjoy my sense of privacy. I don't have people looking over my shoulder. I am, I have control over who comes into my space. So me having my own private space is literally perfect for me. And I wouldn't want it any other way. And my clients enjoy it too. Like, they, I do appointments only. So me having my own space, it just makes the experience better for them. Because a lot of them are used to being in salon settings with like 8 to 10 people, the little kids running around, all the loud noises. So right now it's just me and the client and the music, good conversation. They love it too.
Yeah, that's the thing with that. Have like a space to yourself where you can work with clients, and that's what makes it easier. Like how you said,
Mm-hmm.
you're not dealing with a lot of people.
Mm.
So I want to get into, in terms of advice. So what advice or some pointers you can give for someone who wants to have like their own nail salon or nail studio?
Hmm. Um, Honestly, what I would say is that would be good for someone that's kind of like me, that you enjoy being by yourself. So I wouldn't recommend it for someone that likes, activity going on around them. I mean, it depends on the type of studio that they want. If they want a bigger studio and they want to have another nail artist come in, they bring their own clientele, then that's a possibility too. But if you're talking in terms of them wanting their own private studio, first thing I would want them to ask themselves, do you want to be by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, Look for the space that can hold all that you want in it and you can make it feel like it's your home, because if you have a lot of clientele, it's gonna become your second home. So you want to be comfortable there too. Um, but honestly, I would just say just go for it. For a while, I was scared to be by myself because for years I've been in a setting where I was with other people. But once I just jumped head first and I gave it a go, it honestly, I realized that I was missing that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't if it's fear that's holding you back from venturing out and being by yourself, don't let that hold you back. You'll realize you'll be missing out on a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Now, how do you price like your services? How do you go in terms of pricing, like, your nail services?
You know what? For a while, I had a hard time figuring that out. And I want to say as recently as um 2.5 to 3 years ago, someone that a fellow nail artist, she helped me a lot with figuring out how to price things. So now what I take into consideration is my level of skill. Um, Not so much how long it takes me to do the design because I'm a perfectionist. So I like to take my time with things. So I don't think, for me personally, I don't think it would be fair to the client if I were to consider my time fully, because I've had moments where, a design took me longer than it probably should have, but that was the perfectionist in me that kept cleaning up things and going back in and perfecting it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, taking in consideration my level of talent, my time, the products that I'm using, a lot of well-known products. And also, um, you got to consider the length of the nail because now that's more space you're working on. So I think those are the key factors when it comes to me pricing out things: my time, my product, my level of experience, and the length of the client's nail. And of course, that'll vary between artists, but that's key for me.
Mm-hmm. Now I want to get into press-on nails. So you have your press-on nail line called Pressed by Tiny. So I want to.
Mm-hmm.
So what has been your experience having your own line of press-ons?
Honestly, it's been fun. And for a long time, I've been wanting to do press-ons, but I didn't know how to, like, when it comes to figuring out how to size the client. But after research and me following fellow press-on nail artists and just seeing how they operate, I eventually figured it out for myself and gave it a go. It's honestly, I like it because there's sometimes when I'm servicing a client one-on-one, and sometimes the design inspiration is not, it just doesn't, it's not enthusing. You'll get repetitive clients that'll come in showing you the same things over and over again, and it can get pretty boring. So I think for me doing the press-ons, that's me doing what I want and just selling it. And if you want it, then you purchase it. So it's definitely helped me with things that I've always wanted to do nail art wise that I haven't been able to do because the clientele, doesn't bring in that type of inspiration, or maybe that's just not their vibe. So it's good for me to create what I want to create
Mm-hmm.
and garner the type of client for that. So I enjoy it. I've been doing it since 2019, my press on nails. So
Cool. That's really, really cool. Now, what are like some marketing strategies that you've used in terms of promoting like your press-ons, especially considering the packaging?
um honestly, right now packaging I'm changing up again because there's always something that over time I'll see, like, okay, maybe I can do this, maybe I can add in this. So right now I'm changing up packaging again. But in terms of marketing, I definitely utilize Instagram ads. That helps a lot too. Um, and you know what? It sounds so old school, but word of mouth is really still powerful. So I've had clients, they'll tell me, people ask them about their nails all the time, and then that'll be the exchange. They'll exchange my information to those people. So that's still very powerful, just as much as social media. Um, Also, being aware of what hashtags to use,
Mm-hmm.
that has gotten my work seen by, certain publications I would have never expected to see my work. So definitely looking into seeing what hashtags work best, even if it's a hashtag that's not related to nail art. Like if it's related to fashion or related to like a beauty magazine,
Mm-hmm.
definitely utilize those hashtags. I think all of those things have worked really well for me. And it also helped that I already had a following with Press by Tiny. So just converting those people over there, that added to that too in terms of building up that page. Um, but yeah, that's what I use in terms of marketing. I'm not even on Facebook. I want to utilize Facebook too because that's another audience. Um, But all of these social media platforms are very it's a lot to handle. So right now I'm just stuck on Instagram. Eventually I'll try to work my way into TikTok also, because that's seems to be the platform that'll really explode your business if you use it right. So yeah, right now Instagram and word of mouth have been very powerful for me and pushing Pressed by Tiny forward.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Yeah, and I can understand where you have all these different social media platforms. You got the Instagram, now you got Twitter, TikTok, like Snapchat was the big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just so much to work with. Like that's even with me. Like I use like Instagram and Facebook, but I'm trying to get into like Twitter and TikTok. I got to use that more. So it's like it's so much like how you said to handle.
I made a Twitter, but I haven't done anything on it because it's, I don't know, when it comes to like a business and trying to sell things, I don't know how to utilize that on Twitter. I don't know. I'll figure that out. But Twitter seems like it helps businesses as well. Snapchat, I don't even use anymore. Like, I see people are still active on Snapchat. I'm not sure why. But Snapchat, yeah. But yeah, and it doesn't help that I have two Instagrams. So I'm doing Tiny Luxury. I'm doing Pressed by Tiny. So then I have the TikTok. And then if I were to add Facebook, that's just a lot of jumping around and then a lot of different content creating, because you don't want to put the same content on every platform. You want to give everyone a little something different, give people reasons to follow your other social media pages. So it's a lot. It's a lot. But definitely when I have time to sit down and maybe pre-plan things, I'm sure that'll add to me pushing Pressed by Tiny in other directions. But Instagram is enough for me right now.
Right. I'll blame you on that one. Like Instagram, cool.
Yeah.
But in terms of the press-on nails, do you do just ready-mades or do you do like custom? Like if somebody, like if a client comes in and say, hey, I want these type of press-on nails, like do you do like those type of things too? Like when you give like custom and also ready-mades or just ready-mades?
So I do customs also. I'll only do those when I know I don't have a release coming up, or like I've completed any previous orders and I have time to sit down and go back and forth through email or DM about the particulars when it comes to the person's custom set. So I've done custom sets. I haven't done custom orders in probably like a year, but I'll definitely start doing that over the summer again. But when it comes to my press-ons, I don't have them. They're not ready to ship, so they're made to order every single press-on set. So that's why it's not often that I'll open myself up to custom orders, because usually when I'm doing the made to order sets, that kind of takes a lot out of me. So once I'm done with those, I usually take a little break, try to think of the next release that I'll do, and that kind of takes away from me being able to do custom orders. I think that's why I haven't done them in so long. But if you, what you're asking is, do I do that? Yes, I do. So yeah, I'm open to custom orders. And of course it has to fit my style. Like I'm not open to just anything. I would definitely have to reevaluate and see what it is the customer's asking for, tweak it a little bit, make sure it fits my style, and then we go from there.
Cool. In terms of collaborations, is there any celebrity you like to collaborate with, or you want to do their nails? Like who's like a celebrity you want to collaborate with?
I think the celebrity that most people would probably say is Rihanna. Rihanna is definitely number one. And lately, I've been saying Mary J. Blige. I want to do her nails. I want to do 1C nails. I want to do her nails. I'm trying to think if there's any other person. I think those are my top two right now. Yeah. Rihanna, definitely. Like if I could just touch her hands, I probably would never do nails again after that. I would be okay in my nail career. But yeah, definitely those two. I would love to give them a little tiny luxury, you know.
But I could also see you doing like Little Kim or like Tiana Taylor.
I've done Little Kim.
Really?
this was a while ago. I did hair in like 2016. I think like 3 different times. So yeah, that was cool. Tiana Taylor, I can see myself doing too. But yeah, Little Kim, I scratched that off already.
That's really, really cool. So what has been your experience like doing like collaborations with like, editorials or like, people like, photographers in terms of like your nail art?
Honestly, I don't have any experience with that. I would love to have more. I've done a few editorials, but nothing, it was more assisting someone. So I would definitely like to get into that part of the nail world, but I feel like you only get into that world based off of who you know. Like that part of the nail world is kind of like, it's not open to just anybody. So I think that's why I haven't had many opportunities in that part of the world. But hopefully, those opportunities come to me. But like I said, I think that's really based off of who you know. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, most definitely. Now, what is your whole take in terms of the evolution of the nail industry and especially where it's going?
Honestly, it's when I first started my nail career, I definitely would have never imagined where it is now. So I think that's the great thing. And I love how celebrities are embracing and being more daring with the nails. Before, the nails were, I would consider them the nails that were easily accessible. Like the nails me and you would go to the salon and get, they were very simple. Now these are like top tier nails. They're nails that you've never seen. They're sculptures. They're extra long. So I'm loving how just the industry in totality is embracing how much of a change nails has taken on. And I know it'll just evolve even further than where it is. I don't know how, because I feel like it's at the very top right now. But you never know. The nail industry surprises me every time. But I definitely love how nails has become the accessory for your overall look. A lot of people forget about nails. It's just as vital as your hair or your makeup or your style of clothes. It could really, if you don't have the nails, it could definitely throw your whole entire look off. So I love how people are realizing how important nails are to your everyday style.
Yeah, absolutely. I can agree with that. And plus nail art is getting more experimental. That's avant-garde, more long and more like conceptual.
Yes.
I think that's really, really amazing. And like how you said before, with nails, it's just as much of a fashion statement as a fashion garment, and nail artists are getting their shine in the fashion industry, working with different fashion designers and doing like amazing, cool designs like Nails by May, Brittany Tokyo. You see them collaborating with fashion designers, C&D working with the Blondes,
yes,
other fashion brands. So it's really, really amazing to just see that.
Yes. Soji Nails.
Right.
I think her name is Kim Nails. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. And I love how they're definitely pushing the boundaries of nail art when it comes to overall nail looks. It's not as simple as it used to be anymore. So I'm definitely happy about that. And it inspires me to see if I'm able to push my limits when it comes to my nail art. So it's very inspiring.
Yeah, within the nail industry, it's really, really cool how it's evolving. Like, you have different like cool nail products, UV lamps, that are speeding up time with curing with gel and stuff like that. It's just all types of products that are out. It's really, really amazing. And also nail education too is getting more out there, nail courses, nail classes to help improve your skills. So it's really amazing.
Yeah, I've been, speaking of nail classes, people ask me all the time, and I've been saying I want to teach, I want to do nail classes, and I'm aiming for this summer. But we'll see. I let the fear of teaching scare me. I think, I don't know, I self-doubt myself a lot. So hopefully this year I'm able to teach, because I get emails all the time. I get messages all the time. People are really interested in learning from me, which makes me feel good. So I just have to get out of that mind frame of I
Mm-hmm.
can't do it and actually do it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Now, how would you define success from your perspective?
Um, Honestly, success for me is simply because just me and my nail career in general. I didn't expect me to even be doing nails. When you're younger, you envision yourself doing other things. So the fact that I took something that started out as just a simple hobby for myself and maybe for my friends, and it evolved into what it has evolved now. Although it's not at the point that I'd like for it to be, but the point that it's at now, I'm very happy and I'm very grateful. So I think that's that's success to me. I've had people around me um, that used to see me at home till like 6 in the morning with no job, just practicing nail art. And a lot of my friends and family thought it was silly or a waste of my time. But now that they see,
Mm-hmm.
who I've worked with so far and the compliments that I get, and just the fact that I have my own nail studio, I'm working for myself by myself. I'm not following anybody else's rules and guidelines. Like, even now they see the change and they're amazed by it. So I'm I think that's success for me, just being the position that I'm in right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the thing, just being happy in what you do. But also to going from what you said, like, because people would see like at first, like you can't make money from doing art or doing nails, but now so much stuff has evolved. You can make a six-figure salary, if not more with doing art, especially nails.
Yes, yes. It's really it's amazing how, that goes back to your question earlier, how the nail industry has evolved. This would have never been possible had the nail industry not taken the turn that it has since,
Mhm.
when I first got into it, 2010, 2011. I think that was really when it started to shift. But anytime before that, I don't the amount of money you're able to make now, that was just not possible. So
Right.
I'm thankful for the evolution of the nail industry and
Mm.
nail artists coming in and creating things that you've never seen, and really nail artists coming into the nail industry and recognizing their worth. I think that's really where the change happened.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. What would you consider to be like your favorite like nail products?
Honestly, right now, my favorite will be C&D Plexi Gel. So for some of my clients that want gel manicures, I use that
Hmm.
just to give them some slight enhancement to their nail bed, give them some plumpness. So
Hmm.
that's definitely been a favorite product of mine. Um, Another product is not really a product in particular, but um, or like not a brand in particular, but I like
Hmm.
playing around with semi sheer colors because I
Hmm.
like stacking them on top of each other and creating a whole other color. So I've been having fun with that. Um,
Hmm.
but when it comes to products, like when I try a product and if I like it, I usually stick to that. So um, whereas other nail techs, they're familiar with a lot of other products. I'm not familiar with too many products because usually once I like something, I'm like, okay, this is it. I
Hmm.
like this, and I'm not even gonna try anything else. But I definitely
Right.
want, I definitely want to give some other products a try. What in particular? Not sure. I guess that would depend upon um what it is that I'm trying to experiment with. So like
Hmm.
maybe playing around with like 3D gels,
Right.
trying a totally different gel color brand because there's so many now. And
Yeah.
even independent nail artists have their own gel brand. So I probably want to, you know, try some of their colors, although I don't need any more colors. Um, but yeah, definitely C&D Plexi Gel is my favorite right now.
Oh, cool, cool. What gel brand do you use? Do you use the gel bottle or do you use like a different type of brand? Like what's like the gel brand you use?
I use a lot of different gel brands, so I don't dedicate myself to just one or two. So I do
Hmm.
have the gel bottle. I love Madam Glam.
Hmm.
I have some OPI. I have some perfect match. I honestly have a little bit of everything. I have some money for nails, so that's a new brand from what's her name, Heather Sanders.
Mm.
So that's that. I like that one too. So I hope that garners more success for her. But yeah, I kind of just whatever I'm gravitated to, I kind of purchase. So I don't dedicate myself to just one brand, but that's definitely some of the many brands that I have. I have a lot of different brands.
Mm. Cool. Now, what's next for Tiny Luxury? Like, what's next for you?
Um, like I said, I hope to actually do the classes this year. um, Aside from that, honestly, I'm the type of person I go where the wind takes me. So I don't really put too much energy towards, oh, I have to do this or I should do this. It's kind of like wherever the chips fall, I'll take care of it when it comes to me. And if it's meant for me, it's meant for me. If it's not, I'll put my energy towards something else. But honestly, my focus right now is trying to get those classes
Mm.
up and running. But aside from that, it's it's whatever is meant for me.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be cool if you did like your own merch, like Pressed by Tiny merch. That'd be cool.
You know what? I want to, but I don't know what I would do. I know I want to try, or I'm looking into creating my own cuticle oil. I've been wanting to do
Mm.
that for a while, so I'm definitely in the middle of sourcing packaging and figuring out the best cuticle
Mhm.
oil blend to create. But aside from that, I really have to think hard about like if I were to do like other like merch, what would it be? I don't
Mhm.
know, like a shirt or something. I don't know. I would really have to sit down and think, like, because I would want it to be definitely different than whatever's out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Last but not least, where could people find you on social media and how could people support your business?
You can find me on at tiny.luxury on Instagram. And for my press ons, you can find me at Press by Tiny. And how you can support me, I have a Press by Tiny release coming up May 6th. So if you're interested in anything that you see that I've posted recently in conjunction with the release, purchase. And not only that, but when it comes to Press by Tiny, you know, if you see something that you like that I've done, definitely show your support by liking, sharing, saving,
Mhm.
commenting. That definitely helps with my page and just that kind of support. If it's not actual support of you coming and sitting in front of me and I service you, I accept any kind of support aside from that. So honestly, and I any kind of shout out, like even if it's word of mouth, you telling your friend, oh hey, this girl does really nice nails, like I'm appreciative of any level of support.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tiny, for jumping onto the show. Your work is absolutely incredible. I love how you pay so much attention to the detail. It's really amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also, follow me on my social media platforms and visit my website, ASIATHABIRD.com, and be on the lookout for more interviews to come very soon. Take care and stay beautiful.